Hi everyone, Shell here, and today I'm sharing with you some quick and easy, beautiful chocolate covered treats, including pretzel rods, pineapples, and strawberries. So if you enjoy things like this, stick around and watch me make them. So I'm going to begin with the pineapples, and I've already opened a can of pineapple slices, and I have them in the paper towel here on the plate. And I have paper towels on top and bottom to soak up that juice. I'm also using some new molds that I'm going to be trying today and see what I think about these. Here I've got some of my almond bark colored with some pink Chef Master candy color, and I'm putting it in the mold, and you see here I'm just using a pastry brush to kind of move it around and make sure that it's covered on all sides. One thing I did learn from this process is you do want to make sure when you brush that center cone there, you give it a few minutes to kind of set up a little bit before you put the pineapple into it, because the pineapple will touch that little cone in the center, and if the chocolate is still too wet, it won't form a cover over where that pineapple touches it. So you want to make sure you do have it completely covered. So I've got the first mold done. I'm going to pop it in the fridge for a few minutes, and while that's setting, I am chopping up some more almond bark. I like to put mine in a large measuring cup, a glass measuring cup, and I usually will melt my white chocolate in the big cup, and then I will pour some into a smaller glass measuring cup just to, control how much I use that I'm going to color, in case I'm not going to, in case I don't want to color all of it at that time. So I do have 3 of these pineapple molds. So here I'm I've got the chocolate in there, and I'm brushing it real good to make sure it's coated well. And I'm going to, of course, put the pineapples in, and then I will cover the backs of these and pop these in the refrigerator for a few minutes to, to let them set up as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that first tray and take those pineapples out, because these are set and ready, and they are just absolutely beautiful. And I did find that there was a little chocolate kind of coming out around the hole in the bottom, and I just used my knife here to kind of shave that off and make them level. But you see here, like I said, they did come out really nice. Now, one thing I did find with my experience with these molds is I felt that they were a little bit too large. They did take quite a bit of chocolate to fill in, and there was quite a bit of chocolate around the edges of the pineapple, since the pineapple really didn't fill in the whole mold. So I have since ordered some new ones, and they actually have 6 cavities in them rather than just 4, and they're a little smaller than these, so we're going to see if those work a little better. Now I'm getting ready to do my pretzel rods, and you can see here I've put a bag over, this is actually a metal utensil holder that I've had quite a long time, and it actually works perfect for this, but I put my piping bag over that and poured my chocolate into the bag. I like doing it this way because it gives the chocolate, a lot of depth for dipping something long like a pretzel rod into. And I can actually reach in there and kind of squeeze the bag and push that chocolate up a little higher if I actually want it to go up higher on the pretzel rod and give more coverage. So you see here I'm just dipping them and shaking off that excess and laying them out on my silicone mat. My favorite mat. I absolutely love this because, nothing sticks to it. I can dip my chocolate, whatever I'm doing, whether it be strawberries, Oreos, pineapples, pretzel rods, doesn't matter. And I can lay them out to set on this mat and then pull them right off when they're ready. So now I'm just going to finish these up, and then I will be able to just tie off this bag and save it for later. Now I've got some more chocolate of the pink chocolate in my measuring glass, and I am dipping the strawberries now, and I've got them, they've been washed and cleaned with some water and vinegar, and I'm kind of just, drying that excess water off as I go along, and I am holding it by the little stems to dip them. Sometimes I will use a toothpick, but in this case, if I feel they're strong enough, then, and I'm kind of in a hurry, I'll just go ahead and use the stems to hold them by. And it actually worked out well, for this set. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these finished up, and then we're going to do a little decorating on these. Okay, so our pieces are set, and what I'm doing here is just taking my knife and just cutting along the edge. If you feel like you have too much of a flow on the bottom where that chocolate kind of sets and it kind of comes out from the sides, just take a little sharp knife and go along the edges and clean it up. Now here I'm just taking another piping bag and putting some of that pink chocolate in there, and we're going to get this ready to do a little bit of drizzle on our pieces. And now that I've got the strawberries and pretzel rods finished, I am just taking a little bit of pink diamond dust and brushing it on these just to give it that extra sparkle. And now, of course, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the pineapples and drizzle some chocolate on those as well. And of course, I'll finish them off with the pink diamond dust also. Okay, so our beautiful pink treats are complete. Let me know what you think about these in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell.